You do not have a motivation problem. You have a comfort problem. A part of you already knows your life could be bigger than this, and that same part is scared of what that bigger life will demand from you. So if you're tired of soft lies and empty noise, stay close and keep this voice near you on the days your mind starts trying to quit. Because the truth is simple. If you want an uncommon life, you have to be obsessed. Not loud, not fake, not for show. But deep down, where nobody sees it, you have to be obsessed. I know you're tired. I know you've tried before. I know what it feels like to start strong on Monday and feel empty by Thursday. I know what it feels like to watch other people move while you sit there fighting your own mind. Let that settle in. You are not weak because it has been hard. You are human. But here is the truth bomb nobody likes to hear. The life you want will not be built by interest. It will not be built by hoping. It will not be built by dipping your toe in when you feel inspired. It will be built by obsession. You have to be obsessed. Most people are interested in changing their life. Very few are obsessed with changing it. And there is a world of difference between those two things. Interested people act when it is easy. Obsessed people act when it is hard. Interested people move when the mood is right. Obsessed people move when the mood is gone. Interested people want the prize. Obsessed people become the kind of person who can carry the prize. Think about that. You say you want more money. Good. You say you want a better body. Good. You say you want peace, respect, freedom, a future your family can be proud of. Good. But want is cheap. Everybody wants. The world is full of people who want. What is rare is someone who wants so badly that they change their hours, change their habits, change their circle, change their standards, change their life. That is obsession. Not a wild look in the eyes, not screaming at the sky. Real obsession is quiet. Real obsession is getting up when nobody claps. Real obsession is turning the phone over and doing the work anyway. Real obsession is staying with the plan when the results are late. Picture a cold room in winter. You can stand there and wish for warmth. You can talk about warmth. You can read books about warmth, or you can light a fire. And once that fire is lit, you feed it, you guard it. You do not walk away and expect it to keep burning by magic. Your dream is the same way. Your future is the same way. Your confidence is the same way. It needs fuel. It needs time. It needs your hands on it. It needs your care. And if you stop feeding it, it dies. Not in one loud moment, not in one big crash. Quietly, slowly, day by day. Days become weeks, weeks become months, months become years. Then one day, you wake up and realize you did not lose your dream in a storm. You lost it in small acts of neglect. That is why you cannot treat your future like a hobby. A hobby is something you do when you have spare time. A hobby is something you touch when everything else is done. Your calling cannot live at the bottom of your list. Your mission cannot survive on leftovers. If you really want to change your life, then the thing that matters most cannot keep getting your tired hours, your weak attention, your broken promises. It needs your best, your sharpest, your strongest. You have to be obsessed. And let me be clear. Obsession does not mean you become cruel. It does not mean you stop loving people. It does not mean you turn into a machine. It means you finally stop playing games with your own potential. It means you stop saying one thing and living another. It means your actions and your words finally shake hands. Too many people speak like kings and live like beggars. Big dreams, small discipline, big talk, small effort, big plans, small follow-through. That gap is where pain lives. That gap is where shame grows. That gap is where confidence dies. Confidence is not built by hype. Confidence is built by proof. You keep one promise to yourself and your spine gets a little straighter. You keep another and your voice gets steadier. You keep another, and now when life hits you, you do not break so fast. Why? Because you know something most people do not know. You know you can trust you. And when a man can trust himself, everything changes. The room changes. His choices change. His future changes. No one is coming to wake you up. No one is coming to force you to train. No one is coming to build your dream while you scroll and stall and make excuses. The person capable of changing your life is already in the mirror. The person delaying it is in the mirror too. Let that settle in. This is not bad news. This is the best news of all. Because if the problem is in your hands, then the power is in your hands. Not in blaming, not in complaining, not in waiting, but in ownership. You do not need more time to start. You need more truth. You need to stop calling your fear confusion. You need to stop calling your delay planning. You need to stop calling your comfort peace. Some of you are not resting, you are hiding. Some of you are not being patient, you are postponing. Some of you are not stuck. You are just scared of what happens if you finally go all in and find out how much you are really capable of. But listen to me, that fear will not leave before action. It leaves because of action. Courage is not a feeling first, it is a move first. So if your life has felt heavy, if your heart has felt tired, if you have been waiting to feel ready, hear me clearly. Ready is not coming. Rescue is not coming. Perfect conditions are not coming. If you want to become more, you have to demand more from yourself. If you want to build something rare, you have to be obsessed. So tell me, how many more mornings are you willing to hand over to the weaker version of you before the stronger one finally takes the wheel? Let me show you what obsession looks like when it leaves the world of talk and steps into real life. It looks like a brick, just one brick, nothing fancy, nothing dramatic, just one brick laid the right way, then another, then another. That is how strong walls are built. Not in one wild day, not in one burst of emotion, brick by brick. And your future works the same way. Your body, your bank account, your mind, your name, your peace, your skill, your self-respect. Brick by brick. The problem is that most people hate how small the first brick feels. They want the whole wall now. They want the before and after picture now. They want the money now. They want the six-pack now. They want the business now. They want the calm mind now. But the wall does not care about your impatience. Life does not pay out because you are excited. Life pays out because you stayed with it long enough, because you kept laying bricks after the fun wore off, because you did the plain work with a full heart. This is where obsession separates itself from wishful thinking. Obsession loves the brick. Obsession respects the rep. Obsession honors the boring step. A man who is obsessed does not despise small beginnings. He protects them. He knows every giant thing once looked tiny. A tree was once a seed. A strong body was once one push-up. A clean room was once one shirt picked up off the floor. A saved dollar was once $1 not wasted. A changed life was once one hard choice made in private. That is why you cannot keep waiting for giant moves. Your life is not asking you for giant moves every day. Most days it is asking for simple moves. Wake up when you said you would. Read 10 pages. Train for 40 minutes. Save what you said you would save. Make the call. Send the email. Turn off the show. Go to bed on time. Simple, plain, small. But do not confuse small with weak. Small things repeated become your identity. Small lies repeated become self-hate. Small wins repeated become power. Small disciplines repeated become freedom. When you skip the brick, you are not just skipping a task. You are teaching yourself a lesson. You are teaching yourself that your word can bend, that your promise can break, that your future can wait, and your mind is always listening. It records everything, every excuse, every follow-through, every delay, every finish. Then one day you wonder why you doubt yourself. It is because you have been studying yourself. You have been showing yourself who you are through action, not once, repeatedly. Now the good news, the same rule works in your favor. Every time you do the hard thing when nobody is looking, you send a new message. Every time you finish the workout, even when it was ugly, you send a new message. Every time you choose water over poison, work over delay, growth over comfort, truth over fantasy, you send a new message. I am changing. I am serious. I can be counted on. I am becoming the kind of person who does not need to be watched to do what is right. There is something beautiful about that. Not loud, not flashy, just solid. Because a solid life is not built on mood, it is built on standards. A standard is what you do even when you do not feel like doing it. A standard is what remains when feelings fade. And obsession is what protects that standard. You have to be obsessed with becoming a person who keeps his word. Obsessed with finishing. Obsessed with showing up. Obsessed with truth. Not for a week, not when it is convenient, but until it becomes who you are. Look at the people you admire. The ones who seem calm under pressure, strong in pain, steady through chaos. That did not happen by accident. They laid bricks while other people slept. They laid bricks while other people complained. They laid bricks while other people talked about what they were going to do someday. They were not chasing a mood. They were building a man, brick by brick, rep by rep, day by day. And do not miss this part. A wall does not get built by laying 10 bricks one day and then disappearing for a month. The wall needs rhythm. It needs return. It needs a person who comes back. That is why your comeback will not come from one emotional night. It will come from the next right day, and then the next, and then the next. You do not need to amaze yourself this week. You need to return to the brick. You need to respect the process so deeply that your life starts to trust you again. So tonight, when the room is quiet and the noise is gone, ask yourself this. When this day is over and the mirror stops being kind, which version of you will be standing there looking back? Now let us talk about focus, because obsession without focus turns into waste. You can have energy, desire, talent, good intentions, and still go nowhere if your power is scattered. A magnifying glass in the sun can start a fire, but only when the light is pulled into one point. Spread that same light everywhere, and nothing burns. Your life is the same. Your gifts are the same. Your time is the same. If your attention is broken into 100 pieces, your future will be broken into 100 pieces too. Some of you are not losing because you are weak. You are losing because you are divided. Half in, half out. 1 foot on the gas, 1 foot on the brake. 1 day hungry, 3 days distracted. 1 week serious, 2 weeks numb. You say yes to too much, so your real dream gets the crumbs. Think about that. Every yes is expensive. Every yes costs time. Every yes costs focus. Every yes costs life. And if you keep giving your time to things that do not matter, do not be shocked when the thing that does matter stays small. Obsession knows how to say no. No to random noise. No to easy pleasure. No to fake urgency. No to people who only love the lazy version of you. No to habits that steal tomorrow to entertain tonight. That kind of no is not mean. It is mature. It is not hate. It is direction. A man without direction says yes because he wants to be liked. A man with direction says no because he has somewhere to go. This is one of the hardest truths you will ever face. The life you want will cost you the life you are clinging to. Not all of it, but parts of it. Old routines, old stories, old circles, old excuses. You may have to disappoint the version of you that wanted comfort in order to become the version of you that earns peace. You may have to stop explaining yourself to people who only understand average effort. You may have to get quiet and let your work speak for you. A magnifying glass does not apologize for narrowing the light. It uses the narrowness to create power. That is what you must do. Pull yourself together. Pull your mind together. Pull your days together. Stop living in fragments. Stop leaking energy. Stop starting over every week because your life has no edge, no structure, no guardrail. The person who reaches the mountain is not always the most gifted. Many times he is simply the one who stopped wandering. And wandering is easy now. The world is built to scatter you. One tap and your attention is gone. One message and your mood changes. One opinion and your confidence shakes. One bad day and you think the whole plan is broken. But obsession gives you weight. Obsession keeps you from floating away. When you are obsessed, you do not ask your feelings for permission. You do not ask the crowd for a vote. You do not ask comfort for approval. You remember what you said yes to and you protect it. Protect your mornings. Protect your mind. Protect your energy. Protect your standards. Protect your time like it is gold, because it is more than gold. You can lose money and make it back. You cannot lose Tuesday and get it again. You cannot waste your 20s and ask life for a refund. Days become weeks, weeks become months, months become years. That is why focus matters, because what you repeat grows, what you feed lives, what you protect wins. And let me say something gentle but honest. Some of you are exhausted because you are performing a life you do not even want, smiling for people you do not even respect, buying things you do not even need, living in ways that look good from far away and feel empty up close. No wonder you are tired. No wonder your soul feels split. You have been spending yourself on the wrong stage. But the beautiful thing is this: you can come back. You can pull your life back into one point. You can decide that from this day on, your time belongs to what matters most. When the light comes together, fire appears. When your choices come together, power appears. When your days come together, progress appears. That is why you have to be obsessed, not with looking successful, with becoming focused, not with being admired, with being aligned, not with doing everything, with doing the right thing long enough for it to change your name. So be honest with yourself tonight. Whose approval are you still trying to keep if it keeps costing you the future you say you want? Now I want to talk to the part of you that is tired because the results have been slow. The part of you that has been trying, waiting, hoping, and still feels like the ground has not moved. Listen closely. Just because nothing is showing yet does not mean nothing is happening. A seed looks dead when it is buried. Dark soil on top. Silence all around. No applause. No proof. No green above the ground. But under that dirt, life is at work. Roots are reaching. Strength is forming. The process is hidden before it is visible. That is true in nature, and it is true in you. A lot of people quit in the dirt season. They plant 1 week and dig it up the next because they do not see leaves. They train for 2 weeks and give up because the mirror has not changed. They save for 1 month and get discouraged because they are not rich yet. They study for a short time and think they are still stupid because mastery has not arrived. They mistake early silence for failure. But silence is not failure. Slow is not failure. Hidden is not failure. Sometimes the strongest work in your life happens where no one can see it. You have to learn the seasons. There is a season to plant, a season to water, a season to protect, a season to wait, a season to harvest. The problem is that we want harvest in planting season. We want fruit when we have barely touched the soil. We want summer results with winter habits. That is not how life works. That is not how strength works. That is not how growth works. You cannot rush roots. You cannot scream a seed into blooming. You cannot beg your way into a season you have not prepared for. This is where obsession becomes sacred, because obsession stays in the field. Obsession waters what it planted. Obsession shows up in the cold. Obsession does not abandon the soil just because the sky looks empty. Anyone can clap in harvest season. Anyone can smile when the money lands. Anyone can believe when the world begins to notice. But the rare ones, the dangerous ones, the unstoppable ones, are the people who keep tending the ground in silence. There will be winters in your life, winters in business, winters in healing, winters in discipline, winters in love, winters in belief. Times when it feels like everything has slowed down and the old fire is harder to feel. This is where weak desire dies. This is where shallow goals fade. But obsession survives winter because it was never built on weather. It was built on decision. It was built on identity. It was built on truth. Do not curse every slow season. Some slow seasons are saving you. Some quiet seasons are teaching you how to stand without applause. Some empty seasons are cutting your need for constant proof. Some painful seasons are burning pride out of you and building depth in you. Let that settle in. You are not always being denied. Sometimes you are being prepared. Sometimes life is not saying no. It is saying not yet. Grow roots first. Get stronger first. Learn patience first. Learn humility first. Learn discipline first. And yes, I know waiting hurts. I know it can mess with your head when you are giving effort and seeing little. I know the mind starts whispering, maybe this is not working, maybe you are too late, maybe you do not have what it takes. We have all heard those whispers, but whispers are not commands. Doubt can knock on the door. You do not have to feed it dinner. Fear can sit in the car. It does not get to touch the wheel. You keep watering. You keep learning. You keep showing up. That is how hidden roots become visible strength. Look back at your own life. The hardest seasons often built the strongest parts of you. The breakup that made you finally face yourself. The failure that forced you to get serious. The lonely year that taught you how to stand alone. The empty pocket that taught you value. The long climb that taught you endurance. We hate the season while we are in it, then later we see the gift. That is why you must stop asking every hard chapter to be easy. Some chapters are meant to make you deeper, not softer. So if you feel buried right now, hear me clearly. Buried is not the same as finished. Hidden is not the same as lost. Pressed down is not the same as dead. A seed must go under before it comes up. And if you are in that dark place where no one sees your effort, no one understands your fight, and the progress feels slow, maybe that is not the end. Maybe that is the beginning of roots you will thank God for later, but only if you stay, only if you trust the season, only if you remember that you have to be obsessed even when the ground is still quiet. So answer this with honesty in your chest. If nothing changes after tonight, what will one more year of almost do to your heart? Now let us bring this home, because obsession is not just about getting things, it is about becoming someone. A lot of people chase success because they think it will fix how they feel inside. They think money will make them feel worthy. They think status will make them feel safe. They think applause will make them feel whole. But if you build your whole life around being seen, you will stay hungry even when the world looks at you. Real power comes when your work becomes a way of honoring your own life, when discipline becomes self-respect, when focus becomes peace, when effort becomes the proof that you did not waste your gift. That is why the mirror matters. Every morning, the mirror asks a quiet question. Are you becoming someone you respect? Not someone people envy, someone you respect. There is a big difference. Envy is shallow. Respect is deep. Envy wants the image. Respect wants the truth. And obsession, real obsession, is a deep agreement with yourself. It says, I will not keep betraying what I know I could be. I will not keep shrinking to fit my fear. I will not keep asking life for more while giving my future less. Imagine two versions of a man standing side by side. One has spent years chasing comfort. He avoids pain, avoids effort, avoids truth. He lives for quick relief. He looks calm on the outside, but inside he is haunted. Haunted by what he knows he could have done. Haunted by the weight of his own delay. Haunted by the fact that he kept choosing easy and easy kept making him weak. The other man is not perfect. He has scars, he gets tired, he doubts sometimes. But he chose the hard road again and again. He kept his word more than he broke it. He kept showing up, he kept building, he kept growing. Which one sleeps better at night? Which one walks taller? Which one feels clean in his own soul? This is not about becoming obsessed with money alone, or muscles alone, or work alone. It is bigger than that. It is about becoming obsessed with truth, obsessed with growth, obsessed with using your one life well. Because this life is not a rehearsal. This year is not a practice round. These mornings matter. These choices matter. This season matters. The days you call normal are actually your life. The little choices you brush off are actually the script of your future. Brick by brick, season by season, choice by choice. That is how destiny gets written. And one day, if you stay with it, there will be a morning that feels different. You will wake up before the alarm, not because life got easier, but because you got stronger. You will walk into a room and feel grounded. You will look at your bank account and see proof of restraint. You will look at your body and see proof of discipline. You will look at your mind and feel a kind of quiet that only comes from living in alignment. You will look at your family and know your effort changed their story too. Not all at once, not by luck, by obsession, by standards, by the 1,000 private choices nobody saw. Picture it. The sun is coming through the window. The room is still. Your phone is not running you anymore. Your bills are paid. Your body is lean and alive. Your mind is clear. The work you once prayed for is now in your hands. The people you love are safer because you got serious. The younger version of you, the one who used to sit awake at night feeling behind, would look at this life with tears in his eyes. Not because it is perfect, but because you finally became a man he could trust. And the beautiful thing is that future does not begin on the day you arrive. It begins on the day you decide. It begins when you stop negotiating with weakness. It begins when you stop waiting to feel different and start acting different. It begins when you stop asking whether you can and start proving that you will. No drama, no speech, no crowd. Just a decision that you are done living divided. So if your chest is tight right now, if your heart is beating a little harder, good. That means some part of you is waking up. Do not put it back to sleep. Do not leave this moment and go numb again. Do not hear the truth and then return to habits that make you hate yourself. Let tonight mean something. Let this be the line. Let this be the turn. Let this be the last night you call your potential a dream while living like it is optional. You do not have a motivation problem. You never did. You had a comfort problem. You had a truth problem. You had a standard problem. But now you know. Now the mirror knows. Now the clock knows. Now the next morning knows. Years from now, you will remember a night like this. A quiet night. A sharp truth. A moment when your excuses started sounding small. A moment when the weaker version of you finally got tired of running the show. And if you choose it, really choose it, your future self will bless this moment. He will bless the early mornings. He will bless the lonely reps. He will bless the boring discipline. He will bless the hard no. He will bless the dark seasons. He will bless the nights you kept going when nobody knew. He will stand in a life that once felt impossible. He will breathe in peace you used to beg for. He will carry strength you once only admired in others. He will smile at the mirror, not because life spared him, but because he stopped sparing himself. So when your mind starts begging for the old comfort, remember this. Interested people watch, obsessed people build. Interested people wait, obsessed people move. Interested people wish, obsessed people become. And when tomorrow comes, do not ask whether you feel ready. Ask whether you are done lying to yourself. Do not ask whether it will be hard. Ask whether staying the same has already hurt enough. Do not ask whether the road is long. Ask whether your life is worth the walk. Because the truth that stopped you at the beginning is the same truth that can free you now. You do not have a motivation problem. You have to be obsessed. You have to be obsessed. You have to be obsessed. So tell me, when your future self looks back at this very moment, will he call it another night of excuses or the night you finally became unstoppable? No excuses, no waiting, no quitting, just becoming unstoppable.